How you doing, everyone? This is Howard with Scholar Painting back here in Meriden, Connecticut at the Clocktower we've been restoring for the last 3 months or so now. Getting ready to wrap everything up and get the scaffolding off and kind of unwrapping the present and see what we have. As you can see on my right over here, they're just finishing up the gold gilding. They'll be done with this by the end of the day. If you look up top, we've put the eagle back together, welded it all back together in place, got a nice paint job on it. Got it put back up top nice. So hopefully, this stuff's going to be up here for the next 30 years, long after I'm done painting, that's for sure. If we want, we'll take a walk around up here, kind of see what's going on with the gilding. I have a couple pieces of the gilding. You can take a look at those, kind of see a general idea of the skill it takes to try to put this stuff on. So if you want to walk around towards the other side. Okay, so here we are, and I want to show you some of the gold leafing that they put on and how it's not so much how it's applied, but you can see that it comes in packages like this. These are thin packages. In each package, each one of these boxes is probably about $1,000 worth of gold. And as they put the squares on, they try not to overlap too much, because they want to save as much of the gold as possible. But as you can see, it's so paper thin that it tends to blow off if the winds blow. So you can see it's kind of flared up now in spots. It's kind of because it's just what they're doing is they're overlaying spots now that they may have missed, and they're going to keep going back over this. But by the end of the day, this should actually look like what the top looks like now. It'll be smoothed over, clean. You'll never see any of the lines, and that's what we want. We want a nice clean finish, and we want this to last for a long time up here in Meriden. Now maybe we'll go around, take a walk down bottom, and see some of the work we did down there. All right, here we are on the level just below the gold dome. As you can see, we've kind of worked our way down with the paint. We got everything sanded, we got it primed, we got 2 coats of finish on it. And now we're waiting for them to finish with the dome so we can clean up the top area. All the acorns that we had originally pointed out earlier, those have all been sanded, primed. Some of these bigger urns here were cracked around the bottom area. Down bottom, so we had to do a little bit of welding just to make sure we keep them in place, and did a little bit of tacking, and so this area is just about ready to get cleaned up, and that's about it for this area here. This level is pretty much good to go, and now we're going to move down to the column level so we can see what we had done down there with the capital repair. All right, so here we are down at the clock level, the top of the clock here, and back of me you can see the capitals. And when we first showed you them, they were in real bad shape. They were in a lot of disrepair and deterioration. We were able to do a lot of work on those, fix those up. Not so much get them perfect, because we don't want them too perfect, because then it interferes with the natural design of the things and the way they're deteriorated out. But we were able to kind of form them back together using 2-part plaster epoxy and some resins. And overall, compared to what they did look like, they're in good shape now, and they're solid. And one of the things we try to do, it's about structural maintenance as well. So sometimes the aesthetics isn't really what's in it for us. It's more about structural and making sure that it has stability over the next 20, 30 years. And so sometimes you can't really, do too much aesthetically, but you really have to make sure that things are structurally sound with no leaking, no water damage, no way for, things to, for just regular deterioration to occur. We try to prevent that as much as possible. And then on my left here, you can see that we finished the clock faces. We had rinsed them down, washed them down with some mineral spirits and some rust inhibitors, and then we went over them with a 2-part macro epoxy. Give them a nice clean finish, as long as the wood, as well as the wooden handles. Everything is pretty much ready to go on this. The clock faces are all set to go. Everything's running on time, and that's what we have here. And now maybe we'll move over and check out the column replacement that we had done. Okay, so here I am over at the other side of the clock tower here, and you can see this was the column that we had to replace. It was just so far gone that we couldn't save it. So we had actually taken this column out, and then the capital above it was also so far gone that once we took the column out, we weren't able to save the capital. So we did have to order at least 1 new capital, which we had to install here, and then put the column in underneath it. We had brought the column in on a truck, we boomed it up onto the roof with a crane, and then right down in, and we had it in about 10 minutes. Already secured, and then it was just a matter of painting it out to make it look like the rest of the building, and solid, not going to go anywhere for a long time. Here we are down at the bottom of the columns, and in the last video kind of showed you how this column right here was all whacked out of place. It was all kind of popped out through weather, kind of expanded and conjoined, and all the tongue and groove kind of got out of whack. So what we were able to do here is we were able to wrap it with a ratchet strap, couple 2x4s. We were able to pop most of it back into place, and then whatever edges or whatever ridges were left over, whatever things were uneven, we just went with the 2-part epoxy, smoothed everything in nice, and as you can see, it looks like it did 100 years ago. Okay, so here we are back down bottom, and as I said, we're getting ready to wrap this one up. Scaffolding will be coming down Monday, possibly Tuesday. We'll have a guy on site here to touch everything up, clean everything up. We'll get things off the roof, and then that's it for us, and we're on to the next one. And just remember that high work is our specialty work. Clock towers, bell towers, steeples. If you've got it high, we'll get it done. Scholar Painting.